Hello, everyone, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I want to thank you all for tuning in to watch our shows and watch our content and listen to our podcasts. If you're listening on our to one of our various podcasts, wherever podcasts are sold, I don't know. I also want to thank those of you that support us financially on Patreon, particularly our $20 tier supporters: Rowan Parker, Trevian Alexander, Samantha Bates, Catwater Flame, and Elle. Without whom we wouldn't be able to do nearly as much of the stuff. Thank you all very much for supporting us over the years, and those of you watching today or listening today, sit back, relax, enjoy. We're live! Hello, everybody, welcome back to Star Wars Twilight Nights Season 2. I am John, your game master and hedonistic Dionysus, and joining me today, wait for it, is Jack.
Hi, everybody, I'm Jack. I'm playing Josh Ulan, the Chiss Guardian, Sorcerer Defender Protector. They recently dug up Dionysius in a Turkish dig sometime in the last couple weeks, I think.
I find that hard to believe. And Mara.
Hi, I'm
I'll
Mara.
find the article.
Roll Destiny.
Oh yeah, roll Destiny, Jack.
Destiny.
And also
Hey.
Mara. Continue your intro.
Yeah, I'm under.
One dark side. Yes.
Off to the right
Good.
start.
Oh boy, this is just gonna be like last time. I'm getting. I'm playing Louise. They're a droid counselor, healer, and gonna roll. Damn it.
Off to a great start, everybody.
Yes.
Yep.
And Jeremy.
Hell yeah.
Hi, I am Jeremy. I am playing SD, Zeltron person.
I love that you can
There
never
we
remember.
go. I broke the
Hey,
streak.
good.
I love
Hey-o.
that you can
One
never
more than
remember the
last
rest
time.
of it. Zeltron
Yeah.
person.
Zeltron person. Is it a wrong descriptor?
Depends on who you ask.
Zeltrons are people.
And Holly.
Hi, I'm Holly. I'm playing Avazia, Pureblood Sith, Geo Berserker.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Corsarath, the pureblood Sith Makashi duelist. Also, there's people who need to roll Destiny,
Oh yeah.
including
crap.
me,
Yep. You
other
and
dark
Holly.
side.
I thought-
Hey, there we go.
Even split. There
Evenly
we go.
balanced.
Nice.
3-3. Evenly balanced. As
Screw
all
Anakin.
should
Anakin.
be.
We
I was
brought
gonna say
balance
that. I was
to
gonna
the
say that
cards.
makes Avasia the chosen one.
Alasia did bring balance to the force, it's true. When last we left off, you had made quite a landing as you descended from on high towards the upper spires of Nar Shaddaa, the upper spires being the abandoned skyscrapers below the floating cities of the floating city of Nar Shaddaa, through what could only be described as luck, managing to land in mostly one piece and not get blown up. So congratulations, everybody, you lived. Then you climbed down a tower that was infested with what is colloquially known as a power bank. That being a very large, fleshy hive beast that drains the power from any source that it can find and latch onto.
And spawns Minox,
and
right?
spawns Minox, yes. And
Got on my notes.
and found yourselves surrounded by a company of Evokai. whom you handily persuaded that you were not a threat, which was easy, mostly because they are a species that has been over many many hundreds of years of subservience, forced into a altered state of enhanced subservience, making it very easy to make them do whatever you want if you ask hard enough. Learned that they were that in addition to living here in the discarded dregs of Nar Shaddaa, also occasionally being hunted by people they refer to as the Ravagers, who seemed to be, from what you could tell, some manner of sports hunters that would come down here, that would occasionally venture down into the upper spires to hunt Evokai and whatever else was living. And we left off with one of the Evokai, 13, having repaired Ares.
15.
Sorry, 15, yeah. Numbers. It was 47 and 15 were the two. The 47 was the one you were talking to, and then 15.
Yep.
Anyways. So you are all in a repair shop, basically. Neres, you are currently soaking in an oil bath with your arm mostly functional now. Having removed that particular critical injury.
All right. How far and what direction to get to Castellian? This is taking far too long as it is.
Good question. Sigh. Look at my sheet. What is I have? Sense is that won't it's seek if you're like finding out where a specific person is.
Yes, but you already have the coordinates that you're looking.
That's true. How far are we?
It's about you went over a tower rather than straight towards him, so it was like 5 towers and 50 floors, like 5 towers that way and 50 floors up. Now it's 6, obviously, because you shifted a tower in the other direction.
Oh, we went the wrong way.
Well, you didn't go the wrong way. You were led in the other direction to the lab where you're at now.
Okay, I thought we were actually down. We had gone down like I think 20 odd levels. So
yeah,
we're about
well, you had gone down. You had gone down. You had from where you had been at. It was another 50 floors up. No, 40 floors down from where you had
50
been.
floors down. Yeah.
From where you had been.
And then we went down about 20, got to the Sky Garden.
No, then you went down 40 and then another 20.
Oh.
You went down 40 to get to where the thing had been, went back up, then went back down. And it was another 20 floors down to get to where you're at now.
Okay.
And then over a tower.
So we're a little lower than we need to be right now.
Yeah, a little lower than you need to be, and a tower further away.
Okay.
It's a fair ways.
Well, we know that there are sport hunters of a sort down here who we will deter should we find them along the way.
They are not the only dangers here in the towers.
What else do you have? We've seen the power bank already.
Yes, there is that. There are rogue droids that have been operational since the founding of Nar Shaddaa. Have devolved or evolved, depending on your perspective, into something of a scavenger culture that keeps themselves powered and operational by murdering anything that gets too close. There are those who have been sentenced down here by their masters above and have lost themselves to, well, most species don't take isolation very well. And of course there's the various bits of damage to the buildings themselves, which are an eternal hazard.
Okay.
Nearest, can you display our required route? See if our local experts have any points of note along our vector.
Yes. I'm assuming even though my faceplate's gone, I can do that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. I will.
Yeah.
Hologram.
Yeah, so you display a hologram of the route, of the projected route, and sort of map it from where you are to where you're going. 15 looks at it for a bit. And I'm not one of the scouts, but I know that this tower, and points at like basically the second tower over, this tower is the home of a particularly violent machine cult.
You mean those droids?
Yes. They serve, it was a basilisk, I think is what it was called once. Very large war droid. Been here a very long time.
The Mandalorian war droid.
The huts and their toys. Or prizes. Once they get bored with a artifact, it inevitably finds its way down here. It's been down here longer than any of us can remember. But who can say for how long exactly? And so it continues to look. This one, and he says, pointing at the, so it's like 6 towers over now. So 2 towers over is where the machine cult that he pointed out is. He points, the next tower is another branch of the power bank. We haven't sent very many people in that direction very often because of it, but it has been destabilizing the structure of that tower, so be particularly cautious crossing there.
Are any of these towers safe?
No,
Good to know.
not even this one. But we're in the shadow of the power bank, and while they do hunt us, there is a known landing territory for the people nearby.
So we've got the droid cult in one tower, another branch of the power bank in the tower after that. And how many towers total do we need to traverse?
6.
6?
2 past. So basically, the first one past this one, nothing significant.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, War Cult with the Basilisk Droid. The one after that, Power Bank, and also, fairly damaged.
Mm-hmm.
He looks
Farther
at,
than that.
and he looks at the remaining ones. These I'm not sure of. The scouts might know more, but we don't send people past that third tower very often.
All right.
These reavers, they come on what sort of vehicles?
Oh, they have interplanetary shuttles that they use. Have some sort of signal device that causes the droid swarm to leave them alone and move aside.
How many people on them? How big are these vehicles?
He sort of thinks for a minute. I had to put a size to it, I would say. Tuatha class.
Do I know what that is?
Anyone who wants to can make a find skills that you need. Anyone who wants to can make a knowledge outer rim, knowledge warfare, knowledge education, or piloting space roll. Difficulty 2 on all of those to see if you know what Tuatha class means.
I'm gonna do piloting space.
Also piloting space.
I'm going to do outer rim knowledge and get 5 successes.
Outer rim.
No.
Ah,
I just
Nereus.
vaguely know how to drive it.
How do I always manage?
Right? To just get a flat fucking
Just get a
roll.
complete
It's really
wash.
magical.
See what my outer rim knowledge is.
You have skills.
I want different skills.
Sorry, that's all I got.
You said what were the
I am
options?
not
Outer
happy
rim or
with my
piloting
players.
space?
0.5.
Paladin space, outer rim, education, or warfare.
I have a success with threats.
Okay, so the three of you with the outer rim knowledge. Tuatha are fairly large ram-like species that are native to some of the more wild planets in the outer rim. You imagine if you were to name like a class of vessel after them, it would be something along a troop carrier in size.
Right. Fairly decent, bulky size, kind of probably.
Not necessarily. You could probably take it to space, but you probably couldn't warp with it.
Right.
But we could definitely all fit on one.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about.
And how frequently do these revisorators or whatever they are show up?
It depends. Mostly on how successful they were the last time.
Not to be indelicate, but how successful were they the last time?
Their last hunt was not very well. They fell afoul of two of the other denizens down here.
All right.
Which likely means that they'll be back sooner rather than later. Injured pride and all.
Was it any of the denizens along our route?
No.
Okay.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking that it's probably going to require a lot of time waiting around, or we can move now, which I vote for.
I agree.
Having a transport would be helpful, but as soon as we get to Cassilian, that is likely to be a non-issue.
Possibly.
But if we run into them on the way, then the opportunity will have actually presented itself.
I would very much like to run into them on the way.
Oh, indeed.
I don't know if there's a landing post for them on the latter towers. I know the ones they more frequently use are in the opposite direction.
We do need to get moving and get off this planet as quickly as possible.
We do.
Corserath, Avazia, how do we feel about potentially confronting a droid war cult?
If it's anything like the droid that we encountered when we were getting around in the sewers, it's likely going to be dangerous, especially if it's a basilisk. Those are designed for taking cities from orbital drop.
I agree, though from the sound of it, most things we would encounter would be dangerous.
Beskar, Meg?
From my understanding, basilisk war droids were often employed in Jedi hunts.
All right. Well, that's good to know.
From my understanding of what I learned in intelligence, basilisk war droids are the kind of thing that a single pilot can drop out of orbit in and lay waste to a city. Usually they'll drop several, but one is a threat.
All right. So best avoided if possible.
I am not good at not being loud, though.
True. You are probably, of our group, the one that would be least likely to seem alarming to them, however.
Yes.
So if they see you but none of us, we're better off probably than if they saw one of us but not you.
Potentially.
And we'll be there, and we'll be there to help.
How
I'm not excellent at remaining hidden either, so it's probably going to be more my fault than anyone's.
how many wounds have I healed up in this oil bath, or by the time it'll be finished?
What's the rate of healing in an oil bath for a droid?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
There are rules for this.
I know. I just don't know.
Rules.
Because that's the other question. I was pretty injured, and I can't heal myself, so. Do you have? Actually, I will ask. Do you have?
Every hour heals one wound.
Okay. Well, I have 3 wounds right now, so however long we want to stay here. But do you have emergency repair patches?
Unfortunately, no.
You know who probably would.
A machine called, yes.
Yeah.
Well.
As would the Reavers. They typically bring battle droids with them to hunt.
I like that option.
If the Reavers come down, I have 0 qualms about butchering them. The war droid, I would rather keep a wide berth from.
So you said it was a bad hunt last time, which I would assume mean they're more likely to come quicker.
Typically, yes.
Likely with more of an arsenal as well to make up for their defeat previously, but
That as well.
I mean,
if a basilisk is capable of annihilating a city versus a hunting party, and we're gauging risk that way.
Also, my question, just from what I can see as we've been kind of going along, this level of the city, are we low enough that I can pilot and not do as much of a terrible job potentially? Are we below those jets and things that we're
Yeah, you're far enough below those that they wouldn't interfere with your piloting.
Okay, and we have to go down still.
Up.
We have to go up?
Yeah, we're about 10 levels lower than we should be.
Okay, that's not too bad. I can probably do that, I say confidently.
All right. No, with that additional information, it might be tactically wiser to go lay an ambush and steal some things.
You said there are, spots where the Reavers land that are near here.
Yes, and he'll sort of indicate on like areas that are off your map. 2 towers over this way. There is a landing spot that they like to frequent. It's fairly stable. The tower has took less damage in the catastrophe that occurred here than the others, and can support their landing zone. It's also clear of power banks and less populated by, well, us as well as others.
Like we should avoid 2 towers. We don't have any wizards on white horses.
There are other spots throughout the upper spires that they would land on as well, but that's the closest one that they frequent. I don't know if it's the one they'll come back to, but
Corserath, should we give it a look?
I suppose it's worth investigating. See if there's any good positions to lay an ambush. Maybe even a way to draw them to that landing site specifically. lay out some bait.
Awesome.
Well, you're welcome to stay here as long as you need to prepare. I mean, I don't have much to spare in the way of assistance and food, but we'll see what we can scrounge together.
What time of day is it?
Twilight.
Narshada time.
Right, yeah.
I feel like it's been a long day.
Yeah.
As far as like relative time, y'all have basically been going without rest for almost 26 hours now, based on your travel.
Yeah, Vazia will say, I think we all need to rest before we continue.
All right.
We've all got these utility belts, and keeping up with them, they do have some food capsules that should last us for the evening. Whatever you just said, Mar, did not come through your mic.
Oh, yes, I have some as well, in case anyone did not grab their belts. Or did not have them. Looking at Esther.
It did not have what?
Food. I've got food
Oh,
capsules. I don't know if you have a utility belt, because that's a Jedi thing, and you're your own.
probably have more pouches.
All right. Rest and recover it is, I suppose.
All right. Oh, you Neres soaks in an oil bath for several hours.
Yep.
While the rest of you get some sleep.
Does the oil bath also possibly do critical injuries or not?
It only heals wounds.
Okay, that's fine.
But
Yep.
the mechanic did take care of some of your critical injuries last time.
Yeah, I've got one left.
Yeah.
Still.
But you can only make so many of those repair rolls at a time.
Mhm.
Per day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a thing.
He's done basically as much for you as he can at the moment.
Yep. And then strain. I don't remember how strain heals off the top.
Strain heals over time.
Okay.
If you
How much do
when
we
you-
heal for
If you
resting?
get a full night's rest, if you get a full night's rest, your strain restores 1 point.
Okay.
It says a
more
good
than that.
night's rest generally removes all
Yeah, all
strain a
strain.
character has
Okay.
suffered. Yeah.
Cool,
Mhm.
cool.
But you only restore one wound, I
rest.
believe.
One,
Yeah, but you only restore one wound.
That's
Yep.
one wound,
Okay.
all strain.
Cool.
Yep.
And down to 3 wounds.
Except for Neres, who's in an oil bath. So
You get a wound an
basically
hour.
Restore all wounds.
Mhm.
We don't have a back to tank here.
Nope.
The last of them were repurposed into droid cryopods.
Are any of you injured? I can assist with that now.
I am
the
definitely
version-
injured.
Okay, like come here. Once I am out of the oil bath, let's do this.
I have 2 critical injuries and 3 wounds.
Oh
No,
boy.
we all have
Oh.
critical wounds.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's do some.
It's funny because I am otherwise physically uninjured.
I was gonna say my critical
Mhm,
injuries
yeah.
aren't doing anything for me right now, but if I get a 3rd one, it's gonna be bad.
It's bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's real bad. Okay.
Yeah, crashing a speeder hurts.
Yeah. Let me see here. I don't remember how healing goes. Something.
Both of my critical injuries are only diff 2 to heal.
Okay. Well, let's do I can do 1 critical injury basically, probably.
Yeah, you can attempt to heal 1 critical injury per day.
Okay. Let me get a critical injury off
And
of.
now the
Yeah.
roll, the success, so the difficulty is the difficulty of the critical injury you're trying to heal. Successes only heal the injury.
Okay. All right. So that's
You can
diff
spend
2.
advantages to do things, I believe, but as far as I'm
Advantages
aware, successes
Drop
only heal
strain,
the
I
injury.
think.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I get a boost and an advantage, so
Unless you have
let's do
something
this.
else that does, other things.
I mean, I've got like I've got healing shit everywhere. Let's see. Hey.
Cool.
There's one. Who's next?
That one aimed at me. Cool. I will get rid of this
Yep.
fearsome wound.
That's for you. Avazia, you've got one?
I'm good.
You're good?
Full rest will take care of my strain.
Do you
no
have any
wounds.
critical injuries?
You have any critical injury?
Because that's going to be the issue.
That's what I'm doing.
Check. Oh, I did have one. I
yeah,
forgot.
What's the difficulty on it?
Well, I need to find it. Where are critical injuries?
There's a tab that says critical injuries.
Yeah, right next to
underneath your
item
stats.
inventory.
Oh, there it is. Oh, I have 3.
Okay.
Jesus.
3 injuries or difficulty 3?
Oh no, injuries.
Okay, what's the difficulty on the highest one?
It's a number of
It's
a number of
It's a
purple
number
diamonds.
of diamonds.
Oh, 2.
2? Okay. Let me get that. Yep. Gotcha. So remove that one.
Hit the heal button underneath that one.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Yep.
I got
yep. Josh, you've got one?
Just one.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
Also 2.
Okay. You're good.
Hey.
And Esther, you've got
Yep,
a critical?
Yep, difficulty 2.
Thank you.
Probably get my concussion taken care of before I go to
yeah.
sleep.
Nope.
No, I'm feeling like Nerys just wants SD to die.
Also, it's perfectly fine to sleep if you've had a concussion. That's a medical myth.
I understand, but it's still funny.
Right.
That just reminds me of
Well,
the
Let me
MASH
see if
episode.
there's anything else I can do.
Of course, there's no medical basis for the fear. There's no medical evidence that if you fall asleep while you have a concussion, you'll die. However, there's a very good reason why I don't want to fall asleep while I have a concussion, because I'm afraid I'll die if I fall asleep while I have a concussion.
Well,
Alan Alda with blood pouring out of his head, just babbling at a mile a minute to a bunch of people that don't speak English.
can I use knowledgeable healing? When healing an ally, spend 1 destiny point to heal additional wounds equal to ranks in knowledge synology. Can I use that on to heal a critical wound?
It's a critical injury.
Yep.
You can use it to heal wounds,
Okay.
but not critical injuries.
Shoot. Well, I tried. Yeah.
Did you though?
Yes. Don't you?
Are you sure?
The
I'm
dice
just
did it to
saying,
you. The
it
dice
kind
did
of
it to you,
fits.
Jamie.
With-
The dice
It
did
kind of
to you.
fits with the attitude. Just saying.
All right, I can also just heal people, just generally. Yes.
Aside from his critical injuries, Josh actually didn't take any wounds. He just
Okay.
got critical injuries.
Are you wounded, Esther?
No.
Okay.
I'm the only one with wounds left over, I think, with 3
Okay.
wounds.
All right. I'm gonna heal you.
In fact, I could even say when it came to SD, you had one job.
Ah. All right. Here we go.
I
I'm
believe
gonna-
if you're less than half your wounds, or is it less than all wounds or less than half wounds, the
It's less
difficulty is
than
lower.
half wounds.
Less than half, yeah.
There's a little table for that somewhere in
Mm.
here. Medical.
Current
check.
wounds equal to half or less of the wound threshold.
Easy.
It's a
Yep.
easy check.
Easy.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's an easy check. I've only got 3 of 13.
Okay, cool. Here.
Bam.
Yeah,
How much do I heal off of that?
a bunch. Let me see. I remember how this character works. I have 2 ranks in surgeon, so you heal 3.
Cool.
Yep.
I'm good on wounds.
Yep.
I'm fully healed.
Also, 6 of your strain is gone.
Yeah.
I had no strain because we were resting.
Mm-hmm. There we go. All right. I patched people up mostly.
Mostly.
I mean, that is an accurate statement. You patched people up, just some people.
Love how salty SD's getting about this.
I mean, SD doesn't know the difference.
Right.
I just think it's funny to give more shit for the dice.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just statting out a couple of things that may be relevant later.
Okay.
Continue.
Might be relevant. You never know.
Might be.
Might be.
You know,
Maybe.
If you have any
Maybe at
conversations or
best.
things you'd like to do while you're resting, feel free.
Josh is just going to meditate and sleep as much as possible, but keep watch if anybody determines that's a necessity.
Or Sarath observing how his face has gotten even more scarred after taking an explosion to one side of it.
I can't remember. They said they don't have any glass here, right? For my
No.
faceplate.
Yeah,
Not any glass that could work.
Yeah, not any glass that could work.
Shoot. All right. I feel exposed. Okay.
Look, your face is still your face, even if all the skin is off. Just ask the Joker.
I don't know if you want to ask the Joker because he actually put someone else's face on it at some point.
Yeah, that's just accessorizing.
It was in disguise.
I think it was Robin's face, actually.
I don't think he cut off Jason Todd's face. No.
No, it was his own. It was his own face.
Right.
Yeah,
I was
his
going
own
to say, I
face.
think he put his own face back on after it was
Correct.
removed.
As a mask.
Right. For the.
I don't think you want to ask the Joker because you shouldn't ask the Joker anything you want a reliable answer to.
I mean, that's also valid.
Yeah.
Are you telling me that the Joker is an unreliable narrator?
It's practically part of his power set.
It's definitely part of his backstory.
Yep.
But what if that
All
backstory
12
is a lie?
of them.
Yeah, all of his backstories are a lie. That's the whole point.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Or at least the majority of them are.
Wow,
Yes, the majority of them are. I am firmly convinced that one of them is true.
And he just doesn't know which one.
He's certainly not saying.
Wow, that does 15 damage. Huh.
How about not do that one?
Yeah, let's not do that.
What?
Wake up in the morning.
Do we wake up?
Yes, you wake up in the morning, having had a long rest. You all feel stiff and weary from the day before, but less painful all over. Except for Nereus, who feels perfectly fine.
I feel the same as I always do.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Nervous?
Yes.
Existential dread.
Less nervous, more antsy.
All right. Head out, lay an ambush.
If it's
Are any of us besides SD good at sneaking?
One of you has
All right,
to be
excellent.
statistically.
if any of us are, I don't think any of us are Ataru strikers, so not necessarily.
One of you are my favorite class.
Right?
Ataru striker is the agility sword style, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yep.
Just saying, it's becoming a little less surprising that y'all got caught.
Ataru strikers are they use their agility for their lightsaber. They also do flippy shit and are good pilots.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, because it's agility.
Yep. Oh, it's when Josh dies, that's who I'm bringing in.
All right. So,
I'm a Makashi duelist. I kill you with force of personality.
what you doing?
All right.
No
Finding a
scout
potential
as
landing site and seeing if we can bait some reavers into it.
Mara, we
And
can't
she
hear you.
definitely has a little extra bounce in her step as she's heading.
I couldn't hear whatever it was you were saying, Mara.
Oh, can you lead us there to like 47 or
One of the
50 or
Agent 47.
47, who's there? We could have a scout lead you there, yes. Do be careful. We don't have those areas as well mapped out as the others, just because we don't like to go there.
of course.
There.
Understandable.
Looks around. 102. And another Evokai. This one a little bit more sturdily, wearing a little bit more sturdily, sturdily put together gear. Has like sort of a bandolier with various pouches and bits of equipment and some ammo on it, or some some charges on it. Has the one of the ones with a crossbow slung over his back, and one of the very few blaster pistols that you've seen amongst the Evokai. This is one of the few people that actually has like a laser gun rather than a physical crossbow. So hops down and over, wearing again fairly like it's armored in places where it won't hinder mobility. So not heavily armored, but more so than the others. Yes, hello. I'm one of the scouts. Looking to go to the landing pad then, are you?
Indeed.
Yes.
Wait.
All right, I can lead the way. Let me know when you're ready, and we want to move quietly. There are already signs of activity in the area, so...
Good.
He waits for you all to gather up your things and be prepared, and then...
That takes all of about 38 seconds, probably.
Of course, Wrath reaches over to where he was laying down, and a lightsaber just hovers across the way into his hand. I'm ready to go.
You left it on the floor?
For dramatic effect, he's a Makashi duelist.
Yeah.
This is my assault rifle corner. Queen.
You leave your weapon there for dramatic effect, so that when you're leaving, you call it to your hand.
That's fair.
This is what you do when you're a Makashi duelist.
I'm gonna try and get rid of some of my stuff, which I have been carrying around for ages, and I'm never
Encumbering.
using it. I shake out the robes and look over at Esty. It does not seem like your style is using these, the concealing robes.
When I have to, yes. When I...
Would you like me to save them for such occasions?
Yes, please. If you're willing to hold on to them, yes.
Yes. Never mind. I fold them up and put them back in the chest cavity. Otherwise, I was going to leave them with them.
I am sitting
Good
at
conversation.
encumbrance, and I know how you feel. Like I can't
Wow,
carry
Jash
one more
is over
thing.
here. Armor, helmet.
Yeah, I'm like the reason I'm at encumbrance is because my battle armor is less encumbering when you're wearing it.
Yeah. Mhm. Absolutely is.
Ready to go.
Right. Keep an eye out. We know that there's some machine cult activity in the area at the moment. And some of the other denizens are likely around as well.
Noted.
He will begin to lead the way very quietly. This one moves with sort of almost parkour-esque, where they move out of the way of the environment rather than trying to go around things, or rather than trying to go, trying to make a path. They find a path, and you all begin to follow. Everyone, give me stealth checks. Difficulty 3.
This is going to be fun.
I'm going to be
Hold on.
using flow.
Hey, 2 failures.
As long as you buy your dinner first.
Yep.
Vazia and
I
know-
should be
know each
clear. I
other's
was going to
pain.
say that. I promise I was going to say this beforehand. I am sneaking a ways ahead of everybody else. Very specific about how nobody else is stealthy worth a shit.
Yep. I will be in several
Hey.
experience points when I buy the influence upgrade, or not the influence, the enhanced upgrade that lets me use it on stealth checks.
Ahead or behind? Because if you stealth too far ahead, you're leading the Evokai, and he's the one that knows the way.
I mean, I would find out where and be ahead, yes.
Okay.
Because being behind just means you're watching if everybody dies. Being ahead, you can go back and warn people.
Or watch as they die behind you.
Or watch as they die behind you, but
I have a thing I can do. I'm gonna spend a destiny point to get that other that dark side.
All right, so you take a
And
point of
then-
conflict.
Yeah. I'll do that in a sec, but I can spend 2 force to affect all other characters at short range, so everyone who's close. And control, commit force until the end of the current encounter for the remainder of the current encounter, and add 1 force to all skill checks. Each adds either success or advantage to the check, so I can add a success to everyone. I think that's how that works.
You would have to commit the die, which means you wouldn't be able to
Yep.
roll it.
Oh, okay. I see.
Committing is you
Shoot.
bank away
Okay,
that die.
I getcha. All right, never mind. I didn't know how that worked. Okay. Then I just use that on myself because that's what I can do with it. Yeah. So I get to do 2 successes. Then I won't spend the destiny
Okay. All right.
and don't take conflict.
2 successes from Neres, 3 successes, and 4 advantages from SD. What would you like
3
to spend your
successes.
advantages on?
that's a good question.
Yeah, sorry, 3 successes from Neres.
We'll just add 4 bonus die to the next character's check. There's only so much advantage stuff that you can do. Most of it's combat related.
So, SD,
Oh wait,
being very stealthy, as always. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, that,
no, that's fine. That's fine. I'm doing that.
okay, yeah, because you can. There are different ways you can spend advantages outside of combat.
The main one for stealth is reduce the time required to transit.
Yeah. Which, I mean, since you're moving ahead, I would assume you're doing at least partially that.
Yes.
You're moving a little bit faster. Everyone else you're a little bit further away.
Yep.
Okay, so SD, you're a ghost. You're moving quickly and quietly ahead. Very similar to the way that Evokai is. Moving past obstacles, moving over obstacles, flowing around them rather than trying to go through them. Everyone else except Neres is less quick and swift, but more blending in by behaving like a droid. And sort of not drawing attention to themselves by behaving like a droid. Because there are droids here, and that's not unusual. The other 3, you're having some problems.
I like to think that they're like, all right, be quiet, be unobtrusive. And we take the classic Jedi, 1 person in the front, 2 flanking in the rear, and we're just walking robes.
Yeah.
But we have our hands in our sleeves so that we look unobtrusive.
You're very much doing the thing where if I walk with purpose, no one will bother me. The problem is you're walking with purpose in a place where no one lives.
And no one has purpose.
And all it does is draw more attention.
People with purpose are the things that stand out here.
Yeah. You know, you're very confidently moving and keeping up with those that are going faster than you, but that's the opposite of the point.
We're the best.
Corsarath idly flipping a lightsaber in his main hand.
Which is why it should come as no surprise. When after a few minutes of walking, someone, Corsarath, Avasia, and Jash, all roll me vigilance checks. No difficulty. I just want to see which one of you trips it.
Who is the least vigilant?
No
here?
difficulty, you said?
No difficulty.
Okay.
Who is the least vigilant? I got 3 advantages and no
I
success.
feel like it wasn't
me.
me.
It's probably me.
Oh.
Oh wait, no. Ozzy got 1 advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's that one. I need to look at what I need to look at what equality does. Hang on a second.
Somebody step on a landmine.
Not exactly.
Somebody kick over a landmine without stepping on it.
Don't mind me. I'm just going to start rolling up a new character here.
Look, would I kill your character in one
Yeah.
trap?
Yes.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah.
You really would.
My character lost a fucking arm.
That just sent a tingle down my spine. I loved it.
Sure thing, Dean Martin.
Okay. Okay. Cool. So, Avasia, you are walking next to Corsarath and Josh, and just sort of occasionally kicking a few things out of the way to clear your path as you go. And there's one point where you kick a small bit of sort of like a small brick, and it, rather than flying away, it goes when you kick it, which draws your attention. And as you look down, you hear a tss, and then Esty and Neres and the Evokai turn around and see as fire erupts from underneath Avasia, engulfing her, Corsarath, and Jash.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to roll an attack.
Looks like Esty will probably get her deposit on that prosthetic arm back.
I could roll very poorly.
It's true. This isn't targeting Esty.
You're not wrong.
Okay. Esty, what is your range? Do you have any ranged defense?
Ranged defense.
Oh, sorry, not Esty. Sorry, Avasia. Do you have any ranged defense?
Gonna say, wait a minute. How far is this thing shooting?
Several football fields in length.
Oh, boy.
Covers everything within the 3 nearest range.
No, I do
bands.
not.
Do you have anything that provides any sort of setback dice to surprise attacks on you?
1 minute. Does not look like it.
All right, cool. Let's see if this hits. It did. So the fire erupts in this sort of gout of flame from the ground, and so Avasia, you take 9.9 wounds.
Can I soak that?
Oh yeah, usually.
Okay,
Yes, you can soak it.
good.
It also, hang on 1 second.
I do appreciate how much you clearly want to damage Esty because you keep bringing it up.
It's because other people keep saying Essie's name, and that's the last name I heard, so I keep saying it back.
Fair. No.
So yeah, and with Blast 9, both Jash and Corserath also take 9 damage.
Ow.
Cool.
And you are all three lit on fire.
And my hair was already on fire last week.
Now the rest of you
is
as
this
well.
does this count as a ranged attack?
Yes.
Cool. I'm going to employ reflect and reduce mine by 3.
It was not targeting you.
It doesn't say targeted. It says when hit by a ranged attack.
You weren't hit by it. You were in the blast radius.
I question your definition of hit, but okay.
The attack was not aimed at you. It did not roll against you. It rolled against Vasia and exploded, hitting everything around her as well, or dealing damage to everything around her as well.
Okay.
You can't reflect the grenade going off.
Yeah.
I know a few movies that would disagree with you.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Sebastian Shaw, you know.
If the attack is from the description of Blast, if the attack is successful and Blast activates, each character, friend or foe, engaged with the original target suffers damage equal to the weapon's blast radius plus an additional wound per success as usual. There was only 1 success, so it doesn't matter.
I would ask, doesn't it typically take 2 advantages to activate an effect?
It does if this was an attack and not a trap. This trap automatically triggers the blast.
Yeah, no, it's all legit. I'm just...
Yeah.
Yep, no, I'll buy it. I'll buy it.
And in a relatively small and enclosed area, the game master might decide that everyone in the room suffers damage, but it's not that small, so it's just the 3 of you.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not if it was attacking you, you could reflect it, but
Okay.
it wasn't attacking you; it was attacking Vasia.
Right. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm.
Because yes, it's
And
still,
our ranged defense doesn't apply into that. It's just the initial
you just
roll.
because
you're
you're next to Avasia, you take the damage.
Okie doke.
There's you don't get to defend against that. That's why blast weapons are particularly nasty.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because all you have to do is aim at the weak person.
Yeah, you just have to aim at the weak link.
Or the ground next to them.
But yeah, so you are all currently on fire.
Yep, putting that out if I
So
can.
weapons with burn damage inflict damage over time. If the attack is successful, the target continues to suffer the weapon's base damage each round for a number of rounds equal to the weapon's burn rating. Damage is applied at the start of each of the target's turns. A victim might be able to stop the damage by rolling around on the ground and making an agility check as an action. This is an average coordination check on hard surfaces such as the hull of a spaceship, or an easy coordination check on grass and soft ground. You're on hard surfaces, so jumping into a body of water stops the damage immediately. There's no bodies of water around. Both situations assume the flame is from an actual combustion rather than chemical reaction. With the latter, there's usually little the victim can do. This is a chemical combustion, but also you can still put it out.
Okay.
Here, let me smother it with this magnesium blanket.
All right, but yes,
Oh no, I'm making it worse.
your soak still does apply. So you do get to soak it. You just can't reflect it.
Okay.
And also, if anyone took more than half their wounds in that explosion, you're about to fall over at the start of your turn.
And that's where we're gonna roll some initiative.
Cool.
So,
How far are we from them? SD and I? Or...
you're a little bit further back. You both. I will say so that you were not engaged with the 3 of them, which is why you didn't get hit. You are both
Okay.
at least short range from them. You can decide if you want to be further. I know SD was thinking about being further away.
I'll
Yeah.
probably be closer.
Legit. I did say that.
I'm assuming this is a vigilance initiative since it was unexpected.
Yes. Here, let me clear out all these old ones real quick. All right, go ahead.
And make sure you don't have any difficulty for your initiative, everybody, because I always forget to do that.
Vigilance.
God damn. Rolling like ass.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Blessed thou.
I'm amused that it doesn't count a triumph
know, yeah, I was
as
just
an
thinking about
advantage
that.
in your initiative.
No, because a triumph only gives you an extra success.
But it doesn't even count as a success in there.
No, it does, because if you look at your dice, it's 1 success, 1 advantage, 1
And a
triumph,
triumph.
but
Yeah.
it's
So
showing
you-
2
Two
successes.
successes and an advantage
And an
a
advantage.
triumph.
Right. Yeah, you don't get anything extra for triumphs in initiative.
I see.
Just like you kind of can't crit your initiative in D&D. It's just, yep, that's a high number.
Tell that to thieves
I mean, valid.
who, actively get to take 2 turns at the roll high enough
Yep.
initiative.
Whee!
Oh, I need to actually hit that as the initiative button rather than. There we go. That one. Just those 2. All right. So, an NPC slot is first. The wall nearest to the 3 of you bursts open as like sort of a trap hatch just erupts off. And stepping out is what smells like a corpse and looks like a Mandalorian, but not moving properly. Like there's just sort of juddery, like there is this juddering step to it, as if it doesn't have all the tendons and ligaments you'd expect a humanoid to have. As it just, and there's just this weird like mechanical with each step as they towards the group of you.
I respect that you too refuse to not acknowledge a December holiday supremacy yet.
I don't know what you're referencing.
Mandalorian zombies
fact
is still
that it is
Halloweenish versus
November-
Christmassy.
And
Oh.
immediately after Halloween, everything switches to Christmas stuff.
It's a little bit hard to get Robo Santa at this time of year. Anyways. This very large, very shiny and sharp-looking axe comes up from behind with this, again, mechanical precision and swipes at the closest one to him, which is going to be Corserath.
Cool. My melee defense is 4.
Awesome. Going to be 2 with 4 setback die. Anything else?
Stuff that I do on a reaction if he actually hits me.
Okay. Well, he hit you.
Yep.
A success,
So
an
that's going
advantage,
to
and a
be
triumph.
My God.
Look at all those blanks. on both sides too. Like blank on the difficulty, blank on most of the setback, and then blank on 2 of the yellows.
To be fair though, there were like 2 positive blanks.
Yeah.
And 5 negative blanks.
So I suffer 3 strain and reduce that damage to 0.
How much damage are you reducing?
7.
You reduce by 7? That's not enough. They have a secondary ability that adds 2 damage whenever they hit something in engaged range. It's just not.
Well,
it's not on the weapon damage. That's not the damage of the weapon. But you do reduce it down to 2. They will use that triumph to activate their critical hit. So you are going to roll critical injury, vicious 3, which means that vicious 3, which is plus 30.
I only take 1 of those wounds because it's pierce 3 and my soak is 4.
Yes. Mythosaur axes are not meant to be fucked with.
No, I would assume not, given the name.
Did that include?
Well, that's not great.
Yeah, 1 times in. That's all. Bleeding out. Suffer 1 wound and 1 strain every round at the beginning of the turn. For every 5 wounds suffered beyond wound threshold, suffer 1 additional critical injury. You know the details of it.
That's real not great.
I need to find the thing about clearing a critical wound in combat.
But that's the NPC slot.
The funny thing is, I don't suffer that strain because of my Magos ability.
Yep.
I just suffer the wound.
Just the wound. Who wants to go next? Who wants to go first, I should say.
I mean, the people on fire need to put out their fire. Try to put out their fire. So
I was gonna say I can also possibly put out fire.
I was gonna say the 3 people who are like right in the middle of this fight might want the first 3 slots.
Avazia would definitely like to go.
For it.
I would like to not go before someone else so that someone else can try and put my fire out so that I can focus on healing myself and murdering things.
The only people within the vicinity to do so are also on fire.
I'm referring more to Nerese.
I know she's on fire. But she's really pissed off right now.
That's cool. So
she's gonna ignore that and attack this thing.
Well, you take 9 points of damage at the beginning of your turn. For being
on fire.
You do get to soak it.
Is this strain or wounds?
Wounds.
Okay.
Because you take the base damage of the flamethrower that hit you.
You and me, Nerese.
All right. She will use her Warblade and go at this thing.
He has 1 melee defense, so 1 setback die. Difficulty 2.
Okay.
Not have adversary, so you don't have to upgrade it.
Setback is black.
Yep.
Yes. Okay.
1 black.
I'm getting the hang of this. Okay. 4 successes.
Yep, so that's 10 damage. You bust a hole through the armor in the chest. It's still standing. You can now see that there is, like, you cut through, like, flesh and bone and mechanics. This seems to be, from what you can tell based on that injury, this seems to be an individual who passed away, but his cybernetic implants continued moving. Still standing, also. Anything else in your turn?
Do I have a chance to try to put out the flames?
You took an action. You have a maneuver left.
Can I try to put out the flames?
Putting out the flames is an agility check, which I think can be done as a maneuver. Yeah, so go ahead and make a difficulty 2. Difficulty 2.
Nation.
Coordination check. Yes.
Nation to- Two successes.
You manage to put the flames out on yourself as you
Okay.
stop, drop, and roll. You are prone, but you are no longer on fire. Who
Right.
would like to go next?
Josh would like to go next. He's going
Hey,
to
Josh.
initially do a maneuver to try and get the fire out. He takes the 9 at the beginning, right?
Yep, take 9 points of damage, which you can. So
Okay. Boop. He is still on fire.
you stop, drop, but don't roll.
Okay. Then he will just sweep his lightsaber out at this thing's legs then, since that's all he's got left.
Make attack from prone. I'm not sure.
Oh, wait, actually,
what
can
mechanics
I
this was.
suffer the 2 strain to do a secondary maneuver?
You can?
He's going to try that again. Dude. Nope. Okay, good to know. I'm very on fire.
You're very bad at rolling
Fine,
around
you're
the
good.
ground.
I'm very bad at rolling around on the ground. It's true.
Josh is sitting there going, why did I carry all this flammable material in my coat?
I knew it was a bad idea to cover myself in gasoline before we went out.
Right?
That was from
It's
the
an ancient
crowd.
Chiss ritual.
So you're just trying to power up your arm.
All right. And I suffer a setback.
Oh, fuck. I just.
Jesus, Ken.
What the
All right.
fuck just
I
happened?
remembered a thing that I have.
Okay.
I have this item called a protective amulet. Which, among other things, weapons with the burn quality do not count as having that quality when used against the user. I'm immune to being lit on fire.
Oh, that's nice.
So you're not on fire.
Uh,
Congratulations.
Yep, right. Okay. So I get a setback die because I'm prone while I'm attacking this guy, according
Yes.
to the book.
Also,
Okay.
Evasia, don't you also have a protective amulet?
I do. I forgot.
Remember your mechanics.
I mean, in fairness, do they still have those?
He said we got all of our stuff
you
back.
got all your shit
Okay.
back. Yeah. Mhm.
Fair enough. Just wanted,
Yeah,
you know.
so you do
Fair.
still have those. Whether or not you are wearing them is a different question, but you do still have them.
I feel like you could say that they wore them. But anyway. All right. I do 15. No, 11, 12, 13. Excuse me. 13 damage, and my crit rating is 1, so I'm going to crit this guy. Why not?
Today on Jack Can Count.
Right?
No, Holly, you can regain whatever wounds you just took from that fire damage at the start of your turn.
Oh, yay.
So yeah, only one person's on fire,
That's much
apparently.
better.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, no. There was. You also had a second setback die because he has melee defense of 1. So
Yeah,
roll that
fuck,
again.
I'll
second
roll it
setback
again.
die.
Do click out of the thing. Boop. Hey, can I do 2 crits?
If you like,
12
he only
damage?
had 2 wounds left, so you killed him regardless.
Okay.
Yeah, you continue. You finish what Avasia started and get him the rest of the way to the ground, but leave his legs standing.
Kill
Cool,
the
cool.
dead thing.
Well, then I will recover 1 strain since I don't need the crit. And what else can I do with a triumph in combat? Do.
Lots of things. You could, for instance, if you wanted,
I'm going to upgrade Nerese's next check.
you can also
Yay.
dictate. You can also use a triumph to dictate like a fact of the surroundings. And I get to
like the
decide
fact that our fight simply recently burst a water main and dumps like
I was gonna
say
say, there's a
300
flash
gallons
flood
of
coming
water,
our way.
right?
I'll say you can determine with that triumph that there is a large metal pipe nearby that does have in Huttese the words like water main on it.
Okay, sure, why not?
There you go. You can spend that triumph to make that happen, to make that a
All right.
reality.
And we're right next to a water main. Now, it's the Huttese version of a labeled water main, so it's probably just sewage, but that still puts out water. fire, whatever.
That fire.
Both, actually.
Not good
Depend-
in
dep-
foods, though.
Depends on how much methane's in it, really.
Right.
Plot twist: the water is actually like 180 proof alcohol. Close enough to water, right?
Right, yeah.
All right.
If you can drink it, it's water.
Next PC slot.
I would debate the.
I would like to heal Coursera. Use maneuver to get in range.
Corserath or Jash, the one that's really.
I'm the
hurt?
only one that's actively still taking.
It's fine. I got that covered.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Courserath. And then I am going to, and I didn't see anything against healing critical injuries in a fight, so I'm gonna assume I can. Upgrade.
I feel like there's very specific rules that you can't do that.
I'm looking at the healing section. It doesn't say anything about it. Get 1 medical check per encounter, medicine check, etc. Yeah. Character may attempt one.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's 1 medicine check per week for critical injury, so I can't heal Estes again until a week, but I can do it in combat. It looks like. So I have flow up, so I get 2 force die and an upgrade. And what's your difficulty, course?
On the bleeding out is 4.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds good. I'm gonna try that. Here we go. I think I've done everything. Okay.
I feel like you would have to be able to heal critical injuries in combat to deal with bleeding out because you just take a damage every round.
All right.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah.
Spending those for successes. You are healed.
Seems like your heart's really in that one.
I will cease bleeding out. Thank you very much.
Good. Desist. Now I'm close to Jash, aren't I?
Yeah.
They were all kind of close together.
Yeah.
I'm going to spend strain to do a can I throw my ropes that I had in my chassis over him to put the fire out?
Try and smother him with massive ropes.
Because you're not actively the one on fire, I'll say it's a difficulty 3 coordination check.
Okay. Oh God. All right. I'm not good at coordination. Let's try this. It's
You need 6 successes.
Only one.
Say is difficulty 3.
Yeah, it's okay. You'll only burn
Okay.
for 4 rounds, Josh. So.
All right. And I still have flow up, and because of the level I have it at, let me double check. I don't think it does. Wait, I don't think I knew how that worked exactly. Sorry, rules. There's so many of them, and they're spread out.
This is a very dense system.
Yeah.
I believe that at the level of flow you got it, you just add it to all your skill checks unless you've committed any of your force die.
I would have had to have it committed. I can't say I have it committed now, can I?
No, because
Probably
in
not.
rolling the dice.
Okay, never mind. All right, so I can't use those, but I did heal Courserath, and that was important. Okay, here we go. Coordination. I'm about to throw a bunch of blankets in your face. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Congratulations. You caught robes on fire.
Yeah.
So, Josh, you are now bound by robes.
Now I'm in. Right now I'm on fire and entangled.
I said I had it covered.
And so does Nere's. I'm going to spend that threat to give you a setback die on your next roll, Josh.
Okay.
In PC slot turns. Another bit of the wall bursts out, and out steps a second Mandalorian.
Hey, we brought friends.
This one approaches Avasia. What's your melee defense, Avasia?
It is 2.
2 setback dice.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to be +2. So that is 10 damage with Pierce 3. So reduce your soak by 3. And going to spend those two advantages to critically hit you. So you're going to roll a critical injury with Vicious 3, which means you have a +30 on the roll.
Yeah, one medicine check per
Okay.
week per critical injury.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. I'm rolling critical injury with what?
A +30 in the offset. Make sure you click out so it stays. Hey, you're also bleeding out.
Oh god.
Favored crit. As this
Wonderful.
cortosis lined axe
Oh.
blasts through
Fortunately-
your armor.
And
Fortunately, you've already gone this round.
how much damage did it do to me
Uh,
beyond the
it did
critical?
10 damage, Pierce 3. So reduce
Mhm.
your soak by 3.
Mm-hmm. And that's wounds.
Yes, 10 wounds.
Okay.
Did you recover from the wounds you took from the burn?
I did.
So how you do? How are you still standing?
I'm still standing.
Good, because it's the next NPC's turn. Another suit of Mandalorian armor bursts through the wall. This one doesn't smell like a corpse. This one also
More worried.
has what looks like what is very clearly a robotic arm with a lightsaber in its hand that it ignites.
Neat.
It is going to one of its allies already engaged with Vasia. It sees another Sith. It's going to go after Corsarath. What's your melee defense against Corsarath?
4.
Hard target. With parry.
4 melee defense, a 7 damage parry. Yeah.
Sorry about that. Only one success.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take 3 strain and parry that.
All right, so yeah, the stolen lightsaber comes down at you, and you get the parry off as the lightsabers crackle as they collide. And it's PC turn. So we have our 2 remaining PCs of Corsarath.
SD, you want to go first or
and
me?
SD?
I'll go ahead and go first. I am. So SD rushes back. Saber is out. And there's a water pipe. There's an open fucking water pipe.
You slice the water pipe. There's a bit of a hissing and sparking as filthy
And then
water.
grab Jack, pull Jack in front, like directly in front of pipe.
Just Jack gets soaked. The fire gets put out. The water is filthy.
It's fine.
You definitely don't want this in any open wounds or mouth or eyes.
I'm wearing
Pouring a whole
laminate
bunch of
armor.
fabric What is that?
That'll help significantly.
You're wearing lemon armor and you are covered in burning, no longer burning cloth.
Right.
It's good.
So that setback dice is now increased to a second one because you are now covered in wet robes that are wrapped around you, but you're no longer on fire.
But you're not dying.
Exactly.
Yet.
All right. Anything else on your turn?
I don't think so. My maneuver is movement. That I'm assuming was my action. I don't think I have anything that will be useful for me to take pointless strain doing another maneuver for. So.
All right.
Yep. Nope.
Course Wrath.
Need to look up the action economy of one of my talents real quick because it doesn't say. Incidental out of turn. Cool. So I'm going to first take a maneuver to take a suffer a strain and commit one of my force dice to increase my soak by 1. And then I'm going to, as an incidental out of turn, flip one of our light side to regain 5 strain. And then I'm going to, let's see. That axe is honestly more threatening a weapon than that lightsaber is because of the vicious.
I mean, breach, so.
Yeah. Like they're both real bad. There's not a bad choice here.
Well, it's vicious and does flat more damage than that lightsaber does because of not only the 7 damage rating, but also their +2 for being engaged.
In fairness, we also don't know how many dice Homeboy is using to attack with.
I mean, we can see it in the rolls.
I have a thing that can pop that.
Oh no, I
targets
didn't see that he'd
lightsabers,
rolled.
So, pop.
They're both rolling roughly the same attack pools.
Like I said, I didn't see that he rolled.
Yeah.
I have a thing that targets lightsabers. If that sways anything.
Yeah, so I'm going to kill the Mandalorian zombie.
Yeah, they are both equally bad choices to let attack.
Yeah.
I should be. Yep, I'm all set.
You got really good.
What's the difficult-
You got the crit monster or the one that doesn't care about your increased soak.
What's his defense? What's the difficulty on the Mandalorian?
Mandalorian has 1 melee defense. No upgrades, so 1 setback die.
Well, what's the difficulty? 2
Difficulty 2.
in melee?
Mhm.
Difficulty 2, 1 setback?
1 setback.
Cool. Fucking die.
Hey, I think you crit him.
I mean, he's dead regardless of the crit because of the successes. Well, second Mandalorian down.
That's my turn.
Now look, it's top of the round.
They get back up.
No, the Mandalorians don't. The lightsaber one is still up though.
I was gonna say he was down. He's getting back up.
As he holds the lightsaber in one hand, the other arm sort of snaps down, and a vibroblade it unsheathes out of the forearm and into the hand. Attacks now have to be linked, maybe because he's dual wielding. Fighting multiple opponents. While Korsrath is busy killing the Mandalorian, he's going to focus on Avasia. What's your melee defense, Avasia?
2.
And I'm going to use a dark side. Oh, hang on. Nope, that's wrong. Why does the NPC use light side? I've never understood that.
As it could be a friendly NPC.
Yeah, that's fair.
So nobody thinks they're the villain. Many people are wrong, but nobody thinks.
It's going to use that advantage to activate the linked quality. Actually, no. I think with dual wielding, it just hit. Let me double check that.
Dual wielding has a weird thing.
Yeah, dual wielding
about
has a weird
how you
thing.
use it.
Which one I want to look at it real quick.
You have to use like the lower of the 2 skill pools to dual wield and something
but
weird other constraints.
Their skill pools are the same, so. Dual wielding. It gains the linked property, but it's slightly weird. Additional situational modifiers. 2 weapon combat. Combined check. First player designates 1 weapon as the primary weapon. When making the combined check, the attacks with this weapon, the player will then determine what skills and characteristics of use. But that doesn't matter. Okay, so it has to be 2 advantages to attack with the second one. Okay, never mind. So not enough advantages. All right. So that's going to be 6 and 8 damage. Breach 1, which means you ignore 10 of your soak.
Ignore 10 of my soak?
Yes.
Yep. Breach sucks.
Okay, I'm past my threshold on wounds.
That's what lightsabers do.
Yep.
So you drop to the ground, incapacitated, and take a critical injury.
Do you have parry at all?
Oh, I do have parry. Hold on, let me.
That would be good to use.
Yeah, you can use parry to reduce damage.
Where is parry? There it is.
How many ranks of parry do you have is the question. You have two ranks of parry.
I have. Yes.
So you take 3 strain and can reduce the damage you take by 4.
Yes, I am going to use that.
All right, so you take 3 strain. And you reduce the damage by 4, which makes it 4 damage. But minus 10 to your soak.
Okay.
Still up? Or no?
I'm still up. Barely, but I'm still up.
All right. That makes it a PC turn.
Right. I'm gonna go heal Aphasia. I feel like that's a good idea.
I'm
So I'm gonna head over there. Ooh. Hang on. Let me check something really quick. I want to see whether I want to use that right now or not.
The base healing amount of a stim pack is 5, yeah?
Something or other. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
can stim
Okay.
pack myself and get rid of all of my wounds.
Yeah. How many wounds are you at, Avasia?
14,
14. Okay. Out of how many?
17.
Out of 17.
Okay, cool. I am going to heal your critical injury. Don't get another one. What's that? That's a difficulty 4, isn't it?
Or bleeding out, yeah.
Okay. I am using flow on it.
You wanted to use a light side point?
What does that do?
It gives you an upgrade.
Upgrades.
Upgrades?
Yeah, upgrades your roll once. Turns one of those greens into a yellow.
Sure. Let's do it. Well, you know what? I'm gonna save it. I can usually get a success
Okay.
on these. and I can
Also, you can save it to use any dark side points. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be getting some points. So let's not do that if I don't have to. Healing medicine is there. Yeah, you're good. Heal that. And then I am going to
How much do I heal?
You heal the bleeding out
you
critical injury.
heal the bleeding out.
Yay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And then I am going to stick because I've got them, and I feel like it. You know what? No, I'm gonna try and stop this lightsaber, dude. Because Josh is still covered up in my robes.
Yep, he is.
No, that's my turn. There's
Okay.
only that's the only one left, right? The one with the lightsaber?
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yep, that's my turn.
Lightsaber in one hand, vibro sword in the other.
Yep.
Since we're all going next in succession,
Mm-hmm.
I'll take the next one to get the wet blankets off of Jash.
That inhibits my dramatic rise. Because there was
Okay.
just going to be a swinging lightsaber and Josh would be on his feet and unencumbered. But you know,
That's
do
true,
you,
but
I
you would
guess.
also be taking your action to do that.
No, that's a maneuver.
But,
Anyway, but yeah, no, sure. Pull the robes off. That's great.
Yep.
Like a magician.
yes.
Right.
Like
Look,
spray
a
of
non-burning
water.
chiss.
I took
I would
this.
like
You
to
weren't
introduce my
expecting
assistant
this.
in this show.
I took this flaming queer and turned him into a damp rag.
Oh god. I would like to murder this droid now if anyone has no objections.
Go for it.
Kill it.
Please do. That's what I'm counting on.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my, I believe it's a maneuver to stim pack yourself, yeah?
Yes.
I'm gonna stim pack myself and get rid of all my wounds.
Yay.
And then I'm going to hit him with my crossguard lightsaber, which he's
So-
now the only person that I'm fighting left.
So, upgrade the difficulty of your attack by 1 for adversary.
Okay.
And then he has a melee defense of 2, so you have 2 setback dice.
I get a boost die for my duelist training
And
because he's the only person left I'm fighting.
I'm going to dark side to upgrade your difficulty again.
Cool. I'm going to spend a light side to upgrade myself.
That's fine. 2 on one side, 1 on the other is fine by me.
Fucking die.
Nice. Let's see, 8.
13 wounds, yeah.
Still standing.
Finish him off. That's the turn.
Josh would like to go next then,
Go
if that's okay.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Maneuver to close. Suffer 2 strain to give myself a boost die for aim.
Okay.
And you said his attack was
difficulty
difficulty 2 upgraded once, 2 setback dice.
42, upgraded once, 2 setback dice. I'm going to flip a dark side
Okay.
to upgrade that a second time as well.
Okie dokie. That's enough.
Yep.
I'm going to inflict 2 crits.
All right, yeah, because you have the
My crit rating is 1.
You-
Yeah,
you-
as long as I've got a single
You
advantage.
killed him on the damage anyways, so.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah,
We'll just take out whatever. This thing's a droid, you said.
yeah. This thing's
We'll just take out
full
whatever serves as the power core. Yeah, just right through.
Korsarath, as you
Precision
sort of
strike.
bring your sword up and off to the side to scar a large scorch mark across the chest of this, and sort of fall off to the right. Jash just comes up into the vacancy that you leave behind, lightsaber thrusting out, punches a hole through it, all the way through the chest, out the back. There's sparking and a small explosion as the power core explodes. And then as you pull your lightsaber back, it falls backwards. Still lit lightsaber in its hand, clattering to the ground and beginning to burn a hole in the floor.
I will take that lightsaber.
It's an old lightsaber. As you're looking at it, you estimate this lightsaber to be at least 200 years old.
Interesting. I'll have to inspect you later. Says he turns it off and puts it on his belt.
That drew attention. If everyone is still able.
Does anyone
to
have a
move-
spare stim pack?
I do.
Yeah.
Do you have stim pack specialization at all, Mara?
I do. All right. No, I don't. I don't know if I do. Hang on. Where would
Cool.
that be?
I know you do, Josh. Is yours better than mine? I only have one rank of it.
It's the same, yeah. Mhm.
You-
Okay, cool.
I
So
don't have one.
I will stim you. You get six. You
Okay.
get 6 wounds back.
6 wounds back. Yay.
Does anyone else have a spare?
I can do.
I am
okay.
out.
I have one. I can do, if we are out of combat, I can do medical care instead of spending
I
my
mean-
resources. I hand you a stim pack.
And then
Unless we want to start brawling.
103 sort of appears from wherever he had been hiding.
wow, he's 103 now because he was 102
Sorry,
when we
102.
started. I hate
102.
to think what's happened in the meantime.
102. There's so many Evo cards.
He's aged watching this bullshit.
If I might suggest, where one group of war cultists, or one group of machine cultists appears, more will follow. I would scavenge their gear and move on quickly.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Does their armor appear to be like just traditional Mandalorian battle armor, or is it like Beskar armor, or?
Make a warfare check. Difficulty 2. No,
Can
difficulty
I
3.
make this too?
Got a stim pack.
Yeah,
by
yeah, you
the way.
make a warfare check. Difficulty
Yeah.
3.
Well, what do I roll to use the stim pack?
It just
You don't.
happens.
You don't. You just,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How
If
much?
if you want me to apply it, I can heal you for 6, or if you want to use it yourself, you can heal for 5.
Okay, that's fine.
It's just because me and Josh have a talent that makes our stim packs do more when we use them.
You inject it into your neck.
3 success, 2 advantage on warfare check to ID what sort of gear these fuckers are wearing.
I just have a success. Oh, I'm still upgraded. Never mind.
I was
Hang
gonna
on, let me
say
do that
you're
again.
upgraded to shit and probably need to change that.
Fuck, I still got boost dice. Damn it. I'm fucking myself up all over the place. Good. It got progressively worse as I stopped ruining myself.
Nice. Korsarath, loose Mandalorian. Josh, this is at least not on the the droid isn't armor. That's just the exoskeleton.
that's just carapace.
That's the exoskeleton designed to look like Mandalorian armor. The other 2 Mandalorian armors though is Beskargum.
Yeah, okay. These 2 are genuine.
Then we should take those.
And
All right,
you can also
can
tell
you-
that the axes are made of cortosis.
Okay. And we've got some cortosis material in the weaponry.
Uh,
And then there's just an arm without the helmet turning, just reaches out and lands on Este's shoulder. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know how I completely missed them walking past.
They were hiding in the walls.
Oh,
And
They
we're-
literally and
our
Josh,
walking corpses.
like points towards the Kool-Aid Man silhouette, basically things
Look.
where these guys just
I didn't see how they came out. I was just scouting ahead, and all of a sudden I heard whoosh and
Explosion.
sounds of pain from burning and hacking and stuff. So I turned around and ran back.
Yeah,
You arrived in time.
They appear to have been walking corpses who didn't need to breathe, hiding in the walls. You are absolutely not at fault for not having seen them.
Fair enough.
So, if you loot the corpses, which I'm assuming you do,
Yes.
you get 2 partially damaged. They are condition moderate. Full suits of Bescargum, which are mechanically. Hang on. They are mechanically Protector 1 combat armor, which
book is that in?
They are Protector 1 combat armor, which you can find in Dangerous Covenants, which is Edge of the Empire.
Don't have that one.
They are Defense 1, Soak 3, Encumbrance 3, Hardpoints 3. They also have the Bescargum, or Beskar quality, which in this particular case means that they apply an upgrade to ranged attacks that are not projectiles. So like lasers, like ranged like firearms.
Oh, anything that's not a slug thrower.
Yeah, anything that's not a slug thrower that's a ranged attack gets an upgrade to the difficulty. Fortunately, none of you tried to shoot them. They also have with that armor. While you're wearing it, you also have armored gauntlets, which do damage 4 with a critical rating of 4 and have disorient 3 and knockdown. They also both have a pair of Govor 22 blaster pistols, which are damage 6, critical 4. Ranged light, medium range. And they each had 1 Mythosaur axe. This one is condition new because cortosis doesn't age. Mythosaur axes are damage 7, critical 2. They have the cortosis quality, pierce 3, and vicious 3. Don't remember what their encumbrance is, but I'm going to say it's the same as a thermal axe, so I'm going to say encumbrance 4.
Heavy bastards.
I hope someone else is taking all that information down while I'm trying to find the book.
I did notes.
Cool.
Yeah, the encumbrance on the Protector 1 combat armor is 4, if I didn't make that clear previously.
Could I strap the armor to myself? It's a question I have. I do not have any armor, and I would
no,
so.
But you could,
Okay.
if you wanted to, you could repurpose the droid. Those are parts.
Okay.
If you wanted to remodel your chassis, you now have a Mandalorian droid to use.
Okay. I don't know what that means, but all right. Cool.
You put yourself in a different shell.
Yeah,
if you wanted to remodel,
one that can climb ladders and go up and down stairs and shit.
I don't know what the shape of these guys is.
Humanoid.
Yeah, it's a humanoid. If you wanted to remodel your chassis, you could use the parts from the Mandalorian droid if you wanted to carry them along. The droid had equivalent would be the equivalent of powered armor, if you were to take its chassis, which is defense 1, soak 3, encumbrance 3, hardpoints 3, has other properties. Also,
all this high quality armor has way less encumbrance than the heavy battle armor that I'm wearing.
Also in Dangerous Covenants. Also had a retractable vibroblade, which could be stored in its left arm. But it's a vibroblade, just one that could be hidden in the arm. And the ancient lightsaber, the ancient stolen lightsaber that Corsair now has.
Can you give a link to that book?
I will on the break, which we're going to take. As you guys finish scavenging, we're going to take a quick break. So if you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. Remember, when we take our break, you take your break. So stand up, stretch your legs, use the bathroom, whatever you need to do. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. A dinosaur story.
you.
One of these days you're going to forget, and I'm going to point it out as soon as you forget.
And then I'll just say a dinosaur story after you point it out.
Which won't count.
Oh, it'll count.
No, it
it
doesn't.
won't. No, it
You
won't.
should point it out after game's over.
It'll count more. All right, yeah. That would be the key. You got to point it out like towards the end of the
Oh.
game.
No. But...
Anyways,
like when he misses it, you gotta note it down and wait till the end of the game to
it's
say
like
it.
just like write in a notebook.
What was your favorite thing somebody else did? My favorite thing was John forgot to say a dinosaur
Yes!
story.
Oh my God!
That'll be it. Anyways, you've got some bodies. What you doing with them?
Clearing them out of their armor.
Pull these mostly cybernetic corpses out of their armor. There's still bits of flesh stuck to the armor. They've been in there for a while. The feet are basically liquid, but they
Boil that out later.
But they had like expanded because they were caught in the armor after they died, so it was stuck. Sorry, Mara.
You're not wrong,
I can
Jeremy.
picture
You're very
Right?
much not wrong.
What's not wrong?
we
Nothing.
have the image.
Oh,
It's fine.
Right, yeah.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Take this droid corpse.
You take the droid
It's
corpse,
mine
which
now.
smells significantly less bad.
Yes. It's a great thing.
Remove as much Mandalorian from this armor as possible.
In entirely unrelated news, I just made the token for the next guild leader that any of y'all meet in my next 5e campaign.
Oh my God.
Sorry, I'm diverging.
What guild is he the leader of?
Oh, probably soap makers or something.
Sports Entertainment Guild.
Right. He's the head of the Gladiators Guild.
Anyways,
Would be.
so you moving on or you staying here? What are you doing?
Wait, hold on,
Take the
we're-
armor and move on, I guess.
Yeah,
Take
yeah,
all the
we
gear
do
and
not
move
wanna
on.
Stay here.
Yep.
Yeah, move forward.
Load up,
I'm
move
thinking
out.
of building a little summer home. Maybe knock out that wall. Oh no, somebody already did. Never mind.
So who's getting the axes and who's getting the guns?
How does that? Sorry, what was the gun profile again?
It is. They are Govor 22 blaster pistols, damage 6, critical 4, ranged light, stun setting.
Cool. Useless to me.
We'll hand those to 102. I think 102 gets the blaster pistols.
Yeah.
Very
The
nice.
Evokai, yeah, the Evokai probably need some better protection down here. These might be helpful.
As far you've only seen one laser gun amongst them, so
I have
one he's carrying.
tripled the size of their arsenal. You're
well,
welcome,
there are
lads.
There are 4 Govor 22s, so because each of the
Oh, okay.
Mandalorians have 2.
All right. Yep.
I can take one, I think.
And my CR2 heavy blaster is just better than it, so
Yeah, I have an ISB special, so I think that's better, probably. It's my guess.
Yeah, you can take one. You can take 2 if you want. Take however many you want.
No, I don't want to. I just need one.
They wear the
Jash
they
has-
wear the paired
Jash has-
modification very well.
Are they paired?
Actually, yes, they are. They are already paired.
You should pair those.
They
I-
are
I-
already paired.
Reese, in your new body.
Fine. All right.
Sorry, let me pull up the full statistics here. They are. Hang on. Where did I get those from? What book did I pull those stats from?
You pulled the rest of the shit from Dangerous Covenants. Is that where these came from too?
No, I don't think it is. Maybe? Hang on, let's find out.
You said it was damage 6, crit what?
Crit 4.
Crit 4?
Yeah, it's not in
Not in Dangerous Covenants,
Dangerous
then.
Covenants.
Hang on.
Oh no, too. You can take my chassis for parts.
102 looks at you confusedly.
I'm going to transfer. I hold up the other droid.
How long is that going to take, Nerys?
To be clear, you can take the body once the transfer is complete.
Correct.
Just
It's okay,
grabs you and
Jeremy.
starts
They're
dragging you
Evokai,
off.
not Jawas.
It depends. If someone can assist me, I can do it. Would you say within the hour?
Yeah, within an hour.
Possibly? Within
I can
an
help you
hour.
with that.
I can help with that as well.
I have computer skills.
Oh, is this going to be
it's a-
computers
it's a
or
mechanics
mechanics?
Mechanics.
I mean, I can
I've
still
got
help, I'm
4
just not
green in
really good at it.
mechanics. What's
Good.
everybody else got?
Like 3 maybe.
Less than that.
I've got a green and a yellow. So
Oh.
you're better at it than me.
Okay.
So he does. He'll lead you to a quieter, safer place off the beaten path to
Yep.
take a minute to readjust all your gear.
Yep.
So go ahead and make a mechanics roll, Josh. You with
Okay.
a boost die because you're being aided by a
Alright.
willing droid. Difficulty
if they're
2.
gonna if they're gonna take the time to do that, I will actually do what I said on the break and gather a large container and boil this armor to get rid of all the bits of Mandalorian in it.
Good call.
Oops.
Good call.
That's not correct.
With a
That's what
boost
I
die,
get for-
not just a boost die.
Not just a boost die. Jesus.
You get 1 die at this.
There we go.
3 successes.
Yeah.
3
With
successes.
3 successes, yeah, you get it done within the hour.
Okay.
So
Cool.
it's gonna take an hour.
Right.
At the end of the hour, you are also able to transfer very carefully. You're able to transfer Nere's bones
Yep.
from
Those are
one chassis
important
to the
to
other.
bring along too.
Do not leave any of them.
Josh will grab whatever scanners you've got and make sure that there is not a crumb left behind.
Yeah, you're not transferring things out of Nere's over. You're basically stripping Nere's down to the bare
Right.
bare core, and then
Yeah.
rebuilding
And then
on
putting
top.
the
of it.
Rebuilding
and
from the
everything.
outside. Yeah. Yep.
So, like there are some aspects that you don't remove, like the inner compartments and things you don't remove. So a lot of the
Yep.
bones don't need to be moved.
Don't have to
Mostly
be.
the
There's
external
just a-
stuff.
There's just a super brief moment where one bone is exposed and like some flying canine thing swoops down, grabs it, and flies off. And then we divert from our mission for a bit.
Chase down that seagull.
Why can't I find this fucking pistol?
And if Avazia wants it, we'll also help Avazia into this Mandalorian armor over the course of the hour.
She will definitely want it.
I will.
So both of us end up wearing cleaned out boiled Biscargum.
Yep. So yeah. As I just so you can write it down, the best scar quality upgrades ranged attacks that are not from slug throwers or physical objects, basically. So like if they throw like a physical weapon at you, that doesn't matter. That's not upgraded.
Upgrades energy-based ranged attacks.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Shoot you with a blaster though, that should bounce off.
Noise.
These are quality moderate
Yes.
or condition moderate.
Condition moderate.
Means we should
Good-
get them repaired before somebody
Good
breaks
luck
them.
finding a place that can repair them.
Regular mechanics won't be able to repair that.
Beskar is very difficult to repair.
Yeah.
You have to have a Beskar, like a somebody who's specifically trained to smith Beskar.
Okay.
Um,
So, like once we get back to a place with the mechanic shop, we wouldn't be able to.
Yeah.
Unless we knew someone. Okay.
since I can't fucking find the
Guns.
guns that I used.
Don't put me in a fight yet. I'm not gonna put it on the character sheet because that takes effort.
I'm gonna say they are. I'm just gonna change the stats on them because I've got better. Because I got different stats here. So they're actually. I'm gonna change them. They're still that name, but they're going to be effectively DC 17 hand blasters from Collapse of the Empire. Which are range light, damage 7, crit 3, range medium, encumbrance 2, hard points 3, accurate 1, and they already have the paired quality, and they are paired with each other.
Ooh, accurate is good.
And stun setting, but
I'm bad at aiming. That's good.
Accurate is helpful.
Yeah, damage 7, crit 3, range medium, encumbrance 2, hard points 3, accurate 1, paired, stun setting.
Cool.
Congratulations, 102. You are now officially this region's Rambo, according to your people.
It's actually a mild improvement on my blaster, but I'll let him have him.
I mean, he's not going to fight you for him if you want to keep him.
Honestly, take one of them for myself and give him my CR2.
You don't want to take both so that you have paired?
I fight with lightsaber and pistol. And the pistol hand has another lightsaber on the wrist.
I'll take 2.
Cool.
It was damage 7, crit 3, encumbrance what?
Encumbrance 2.
Encumbrance 2 and hard points 3.
Mm-hmm.
Accurate 1.
Paired.
All
right, so Nerees.
All right.
After an hour, what do you look like now?
Real cool. I got 2 capes. So.
So yeah. Did y'all make those warfare rolls, by the way? During the break, warfare.
Yeah, I did.
Josh got several successes on that.
Okay.
Hold on.
Warfare.
Josh got 3 successes, 2 advantages.
Warfare difficulty 2.
I've got 2 legs now, which is very exciting.
Are we all making those?
If you want.
2 success.
Might as well. Just to see if I can identify it. It's a wash. The Jeremy special.
Pull to me.
3 successes.
So those of you that got successes on the roll recognize the droid as being modeled after, not exactly doesn't look exactly like, but is modeled after Mandalore the Ultimate, who was the leader of the Mandalorian army during the Mandalorian Wars several hundred years ago.
So I think
dope.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'm about the same height.
Probably. You're taller now.
Taller? Okay, taller.
You're like a foot taller now.
Yeah, a foot taller, much skinnier, like profile wise.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a triangle. And have a faceplate on the front that's got kind of like the Mandalorian helmet slit kind of shape.
Yeah, the Mandalorian T, and also sunburst, like a sunburst motif on it.
Yeah.
Yep. And it has like capes attached, which are made of some sort of space material that apparently does not decay, which is great.
No, it decays from the hem up to give it that nice weathered, tattered look.
Yes.
Right? Yes.
No, it was designed looking like that. It was.
I'm sure it was.
It was built weathered.
Because yep.
Pre-stressed.
Yep.
Got to pay extra for that acid wash.
And oh goodness, you said what color was?
So most where that one is sort of black and gold, this one is silver.
Okay. All right. And Nerees looks down at their
still with the red cape though.
The bits of their former chassis. And make sure I have all of my stuff because I'm assuming I still have my internal storage pouch.
All the internal stuff is the same. Just the outside that's different. In this case, beauty is only skin deep.
I wiggle all of my fingers. I turn my head. This is
the head turns 360 degrees.
No, He does not.
You're an owl.
That would be pretty cool, actually. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can turn your head 360 degrees. You're a droid.
Perfect. Cool. I do that.
The tubes coming out of the helmet get a little tangled, but
Yeah.
You can only do it once.
Has the tubes. I think that's a thing because of
oh yeah, that would be a breath mask thing. So the droid
I don't
wouldn't have that. Yeah.
No, it doesn't have that. And I look down at my former chassis, and I sort of lay a hand on it, and I look back at Ashley and say, "This is the second time I have been reborn on Nar Shaddaa." Or yes, was it Nar Shaddaa that I was found on? I think so.
Yeah.
Am I forgetting it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It was on our show the last time you were in.
Yeah. So.
Lot to
weird.
process.
Yes.
It's understandable.
This is. I chose this chassis.
Right. As opposed to the other one?
Yes. This transition is easier.
Fair. Well, you've got take your time to process if you need to talk.
Josh
Feel
steps
listening.
over, kind of looks you up and down a bit, pulls off the helmet, does the lick the thumb, shine off one of the smudges things. This will be good for you.
And yep.
You also notice, Nerees, as you're sort of
Uh-huh.
wiggling fingers and testing things out,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, you're not certain why, this body just feels right. It for whatever reason, everything seems to move a little bit better and a little bit more to your command than the previous one did. Your agility and brawn are both increased by 1.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Cool.
Side effect of using an ancient Mandalorian Jedi killing droid as your new body.
Right, yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And yeah, Nerys is gonna take the bits of cloak that I had that were burned and were terrible, and I'm gonna like put it over the chassis, like its face, and I'm gonna turn away. And right, we need to lay an ambush now.
Indeed.
What are we looking at?
Still a few minutes walk, as 102.
I was going to say, we're not
turns
going to lay the ambush right here where we were just attacked, right?
as
Well, we had moved away from there, but yeah.
yeah, as 102
Yeah.
continues to lead the way, having
Okay.
marked the location for scavenging later.
Following.
Yeah. You follow behind, and body strides smoothly. Eventually, the group of you arrive at a cleared area. It looks like at one point it was probably some sort of, similarly to the other one, some sort of park or like public area, walkway, plaza thing. But has since been largely cleared and sort of roughly painted with like landing signs and things. There is definitive sign that this is a landing pad of some kind that used as a landing pad of some kind, from both the painting and also the scorch marks on the ground and on the walls nearby. On either side of it, it sort of stands in the middle of a triad of tower spires. All three of which go up about another 10 or so stories from the plaza itself, with various levels of intact structure. Make anyone who wants to can make a perception check, difficulty 2.
Sure. Perception.
Oh, if you are if you are close to me, you get a boost die. If you are within engaged range, you get 2 boost dies.
I'm good.
Heightened awareness.
I will
I'll stay by you.
not re-roll, so I get my boost die.
Okay.
I'll take those 2 boost die.
Yeah.
What would you like to use that triumph on, Jeremy?
That's a
I'm
good
busy.
question.
And would you like to decide on that after you hear what you see?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't see shit. But I'm sure good at pointing out where you guys should be watching.
I'll look here. Josh looks at nothing. Everyone looks everywhere else and sees everything else. All right, let me look at these scores. So, Avasia. There is basically nowhere to hide on the platform itself if you were to try to ambush in melee range. The closest place that you could get to a hiding spot would be in the towers. In any one of the 3 towers that are surrounding it. There's not really any place between those and the landing pad that you could really make use of.
Okay.
Corserath, you notice that as well. You do notice that there is, sort of as you're looking around, and looking into the windows and things, there's one of the towers has less busted out windows on the side facing the landing pad than the others do. What that says for the structural integrity on the inside, you have no idea. But that might be a good place to sort of, because you'll have that slightly reflective quality to hide certain things.
Yeah.
Might be a good place to set up an ambush if you wanted to go ranged. But you'd really probably want to have heavier artillery. What you're currently carrying for that. Esty.
Mm-hmm.
With 4 successes.
I
And
use those
3
advantages to recover strength.
with 4
Thank you.
successes and 3 threats. You notice that there are turret emplacements on the landing pad. They are currently collapsed. Seem to be automated. There are 2 at each ramp, like 2 embedded turrets. You can't tell what kind of turret, obviously, because they're not visible.
Right.
On each exit ramp from the landing pad. With 3 threats, you don't see how they're activated, but you would imagine that they're probably controlled by people that use this as a landing pad.
We've got turrets.
Now, what would you like to use that triumph on?
Let's see. Could I use that triumph to counter those threats to where I do see where they would be activated?
I'll say you could use that triumph to notice a hidden security terminal.
Sure.
That would potentially give you access to them.
Sure. I will take that.
Yeah. As you're looking around, you're not able to see exactly where there would be anything. And you sort of, just out of curiosity, sort of lean over to one side. And you see that there is a catwalk underneath there's a catwalk underneath the landing pad.
Oh, well, that's convenient for an ambush.
And you can tell that there is some amount of electronics equipment underneath it, which you would surmise to be where you at least would put any sort of security controls for particularly embedded turrets.
Right. So SD just sort of smiles a little bit, does a little clap, and then starts heading towards that area.
Yeah, the rest of you watch SD walk towards the edge of the landing pad.
Little bouncy step. Excited.
And then hop, drop.
Yeah.
Yep.
Watch SD walk off the ledge and vanish.
Did she just jump?
I imagine there was a platform underneath that she noticed. She does not strike me as the kind of person for spontaneous suicide.
I don't know. She's been pretty surprising.
She's just been listening to God, why can't I think of the name of the goddamn song? Chop Suey.
Walk over. Lean slightly over.
Stop.
Careful of that new body. You just got it.
You see the platform.
Ah. There's
We've
a
got
platform.
turrets.
Yes, you already said that bit.
I take it you see their access
We've got a way to
panel.
use the turrets, probably.
Okay. How much room is there down there?
It's a maintenance catwalk. There's room for all of you down there.
Okay.
Yeah, Josh will go over and have a look.
That catwalk also seems like an ideal ambush point.
I am opening up the panel and starting to look through, see
Yeah,
if it needs
computers-
to be.
Computers roll
Ma-
difficulty 2.
Okay.
John, in terms of the landing pad itself, how many range bands across is it?
From one side to the other would be long range.
Okay.
I may use a light side point.
Oh.
You
It's an
need
older
someone to have a
program.
look.
Yeah, it's an older programming language. I don't know this one.
What's the difficulty for computers here?
2, but it'll be with a setback die for a follow-up.
Okay. 1 success, 1 advantage.
Yeah, so SU sort of looking at the code. It's old Huttese specifically,
Mhm. Right.
which is sort of an encryption by itself, just because
Right.
it's Huttese
Yeah.
and it's old. And you look over
I
and
hate hotkeys.
yeah, you
Like, speaking, I'm not so good at the writing of it.
yeah, you look over Josh and you're like, oh, it's in the middle of a BIOS update. Ting ting ting. You now have access to the systems of the turrets.
Woot!
You can see that there is
Excellent.
you can see that there is an embedded IFF tag.
Okay.
You can see that they are triggered, that they are set to turn on at when the identified IFF tag enters into a certain range of them. So they pop out and begin defending the platform before the landing craft gets there.
Okay.
And they are programmed to stay active until that landing craft leaves, until that IFF tag leaves.
All right. So they activate and engage in defensive action until when the designated vessel arrives and leaves.
Can they be switched to manual operation?
They can be switched to manual operation. They would need to be
Yes.
operated from here, though.
Looks like they can. You would have to do it from this station, though.
From this
Conversely,
exceptionally well guarded, hard to notice station? Oh no, not that.
conversely, would it be possible to reverse the IFF so that they became active when the signal came and shot it?
I mean,
Also
if we
good.
don't want the ship.
That's my
Want the
concern.
ship.
Well, 2 concerns. 2.5. 1, we're going to want that ship. 2, I'd really like one of them alive. 2.5, maybe I want one of them alive to send a message, but really I just want one of them alive.
Fair enough. If you have particular skill with gunnery, you might just elect to stay here underneath for manual access.
Yeah, it would
Oh,
be gunnery rolls.
Dude. Huh?
It would be gunnery rolls to fire these manually.
I mean, just because I'm agile, I'm but I'm not particularly skilled with gunnery.
Yeah.
But it's not something I can't do.
No.
If anybody is actually skilled with gunnery, it might be a better.
I am not. The trade-off is the automatic assurance of a weapon that will fire at them automatically, or manual control, which gives us more target distinction but potentially less accuracy.
So there are.
I can stay down here and target control.
So just because this is something you would know, SD, as a tactician and also as a spy, you have 3 options basically. You can. I have 4 options. You can turn off the turrets so they don't activate.
Right.
You can erase the IFF so that they fire on whatever you designate. You could invert the IFF so they treat that specifically as an enemy. You could fire it manually. You could object designate.
I was gonna say, is there some way to like?
Yeah, you could say the ship is fine. Fire
when
on
things
any
come off the
fire
ship.
on any organics that are registered with this IFF.
Yes, that.
That would be ideal.
So all the other ones wouldn't require a roll. That one does, because it's reprogramming as opposed to just flipping a switch.
I will give it a shot. If it
Um,
doesn't work, then I'm fine with manually operating, because honestly, manually operating is more likely to leave them alive.
And you do know that.
Hang on a second before you do that.
Yeah, you do know that also the trick with that is you may accidentally set it to fire on all organics.
This is yes. we
Sorry.
would want to have the work double checked.
Can I commit a force die and use flow while assisting Este?
Wanted to, yeah.
Well, okay. There's that option. There's also Este could skilled assistance me, in which case it would still be a pool of 4, but we would get 2 yellow and 2 green rather than just 4 green.
Okay.
What would that look like with you, Nereis? Are you what's your int rating?
It's 2. It's not great. But I have flow and I've got enough upgrades. So basically, if I commit 1, I'm rolling 1 die. I'd have to get a good roll to be able to do this.
I feel like skilled assistance between SD and me would probably be more likely. Okay.
Yeah.
You get to use SD skill rating with your
So
attribute rating.
basically I would get to upgrade my computer's roll twice if SD's helping
Right.
me. And what's the difficulty for this reprogramming check?
Difficulty 3.
We want to give it a shot.
I mean, if it doesn't work, like, we will test it.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work,
I can't wait to see how we test it. Hey, 102, can you run and grab me that thing from...
We'll figure something out.
Thus died 102.
We're the worst people ever. Look, I'm trying to get Josh more dark side. I can't help it. All right. So computers check, skilled assist, difficulty 3.
And we might as well spend a destiny point. Well,
You know,
Get a 3rd upgrade.
Get a 3rd upgrade. I'll use a light side. Why not? There we go. All righty. Boop. Hey, 2 successes, 1 threat.
Other than a threat. So you have reprogrammed them to reprogrammed it to fire on, as far as you're aware, all organics that identify with the IFF stored in it,
but not the ship.
not the ship.
Now, the trick is whether they actually have the IFF or if it's some long dormant from when this place was active.
Well, at worst, hopefully, they only fire at what you
Right.
tell them to actively. That
Right. Well. All right, let's test it. I run out onto the field.
Oh,
I run out
well, I was going to volunteer for that, but all
Run out,
right then, I
jump.
suppose.
Run out of the field.
Yeah, start rolling and
Nothing happens.
doing little dance moves. End with a flourish.
They're also not active right now.
I was going to say, right now they're not
They're still
Well,
turned on.
activate them, duh.
Can I do that without? Can I like do a temporary manual activation?
Yeah, you can manually turn them on. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Make me
3,
waste my dance moves.
5, 4. I turn them on 3. Well, at least they're probably not going to kill us.
You can see them.
Sweet.
You can see them now, Esty. These are all for those of you that want to look at the stats. Look once again to the fantastic, the absolutely fantastic Dangerous Covenants book. These are statistically. Where the fuck?
Sidewinders?
Nope.
Or HOBs?
Yes.
HOB heavy repeating blasters?
Yep. These are
Fuck.
HOB heavy repeating turrets.
Yeah, I'm glad those are on our side now.
Which, for those watching at home,
Yeah,
HOB heavy
those are-
repeating blasters are damage 15, crit 3, range extreme, encumbrance 10 if you wanted to carry them, 4 hard points with auto fire, cumbersome 6, pierce 2, and vicious 1. These in particular are twin-linked turret versions.
These are fucking.
You
Yeah,
need
these
6
are
strength to be
these
able
are
to carry this fucking
miniguns.
thing.
Yeah, these are paired minigun turrets. And how many turrets are there?
There are 2 on each platform exit, so 6.
Is
Jesus
the
Christ.
HOBs you said?
Yes.
Jesus fucking Christ. I'm really glad that we made that we succeeded on that roll.
SC would have been Swiss fucking cheese.
There would be
Yep.
a red smear on
It's just the sound. It's just the sound of the turret from Team Fortress 2.
Right.
It's like
yep.
and just body parts.
That's not even body
Helix
parts. That's like a
rockets.
red mist.
Just there's suddenly silence up above, and you all go, "Esty."
So we've got that programmed so it's going to do that automatically once they get here.
As far as you're aware.
Josh holds up his fingers crossed.
Right.
So we should get back down below the catwalk to be hidden and out of sight.
Is this
Correct.
I'm not sure, like layout wise. Getting out from underneath this catwalk for like to assist with that once stuff starts happening because it needs to. Is that fairly easy to do, or like how?
It's a maneuver to get up.
Okay.
So this landing pad.
Mhm.
We've got the catwalk. Is there anywhere like it's easy to tell where the ship might be coming in from, right?
Oh yeah, it's gonna land dead center of the platform.
Okay.
And there's only 3 approach vectors. So
Is there anywhere
Josh will switch it back to passive so these things go back to hiding.
Yeah.
Right, yep. Mhm.
Is there anywhere that would be easy for me to hide at where when the ship lands and they get out, I could potentially sneak into the ship? Because my concern is they land, they get off the ship, we activate the guns, they run back into the ship.
And
they
fly
leave.
away.
Yeah. I get you.
If I can sneak into the ship, and I should be able to sneak into the ship, I should be able to get past them, I assume. I can at least shut the door and then just listen as the screams happen.
you're sort of looking around. The easiest answer is it would depend on how they come in. Like you could theoretically get to the part of the part of the catwalk that would get you up, behind it as easily as possible. You do see there are maintenance rails that go underneath the landing pad that go into like small little like droid holes for like repair droids. They're large enough for you to fit through. You would have to hang off the bottom of the landing pad with no catwalk underneath you for a little bit.
Yeah.
And climb upside down, basically.
But
not
the tightest place I've ever been in.
You could, so long as you don't fall, you could squeeze through a maintenance droid hatch right underneath the ship, basically.
I like it.
I will hand you. Does this look like a position where a wall grinder could be helpful?
No.
Okay.
This is a ceiling.
Yeah.
Wall grinder, I think, needs a wall.
And Nerys.
Yes.
My robe. I realize it's wet and otherwise ruined, but it can still be helpful. Well, God damn it.
For dramatic effect.
Somebody have a robe.
I have both. I both have a heavy robe and a thermal cloak. If you want either of those.
Which one don't you want anymore?
Have the heavy cloak.
Thank you. I will take it. I will take out my saber. I will cut it in half, lengthwise. And when I get down there, I assume there's going to be something for me to hold on to. I can tie myself around it and be held in two spots, and I can just literally hang there.
There's a track that like a mouse droid would run across. It's not easy to grasp, but you can grasp it.
Okay, perfect. So I can go down there. I can loop over, use that to help pull me up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then tie myself in, take the other piece, tie around like butt legs area, and then I can shimmy along based on that.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly safe down there. It'll get a little uncomfortable, but I'll live.
Yeah, you can do that.
Just, if I'm down there more than like 12 hours, maybe come check on me.
I mean, they can see you from the catwalk. Like it's basically
Fair.
You're basically on the same level as the catwalk, just over open sky.
Gotcha.
Instead of, with a catwalk on
over acrid fog.
Yeah.
Other question with this is making sure they land here. There was some talk of bait.
I mean, without live quarry, I don't know what sort of bait we would utilize.
102 speaks up. I can try to draw them in.
Safely.
Sure.
He sort of shrugs at you.
I mean, I understand it's a risk no matter what, but relatively safely.
As safe as hanging off the underside of the landing pad.
Okay, fair point.
Just when they begin to arrive, run.
Yes.
He nods.
Sounds like they're the kind who aren't like blow it away from using ship weapons. So
no, they enjoy the hunt. Also, I don't think their ship has weapons.
Fair.
Draw them in, but don't stay to get shot.
Yes.
He just sort of looks at the group of you. Thank you. And then
least we could do.
Scrambles up the ladder. And out of sight.
Josh watches him go. I think that man really wants to try out his new gun.
I mean, I would too.
Wouldn't
it's a dope gun.
New guns.
No, you took
Doesn't
one, and Nerys took
I
two.
gave him
He
my
almo-
SR2.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
If he
Yes.
doesn't make it back, we are going to deliver our what we don't need to them.
Fucking A right.
Well, and depending on how many hunters show up, I assume they will have a fair amount of salvage for their own use. I find it unlikely that we'll necessarily need to scavenge our current targets for too much in the way of plunder.
You're probably not wrong.
I'm satisfied with taking their cred sticks unless they have anything of particular use.
Red sticks in the ship.
Remember, if possible, I really want one of them alive.
Oh,
Well,
yes.
I doubt the pilot will be getting off the ship immediately, so that'll be your chance to sneak in and take the pilot
That's-
alive.
Yeah, true. I'm sorry, did that sound too evil?
No, it sounded appropriately sinister.
Okay, good. That's what I was going for.
And this is Star Wars. If it's X-Men, appropriately sinister is definitely too evil. So, you know.
This is-
So
it's funny because it's true.
after about an hour and a half so of y'all sitting and waiting,
Doody-doody-doo.
S has already fallen asleep, Jeremy.
It's fine.
It's just nothing but numb.
I've got my headphones in. I've got one headphone in. I'm listening to tunes right now, taking my mind off.
Nerees is trying a novelty thing of twiddling thumbs. Never been able to do this before.
Amazing. Why don't you just do this all the time?
I'm going to introduce Nerees to a new game called Rock, Paper, Scissors.
As opposed to
You can
Clamp,
actually
Clamp,
play this
Clamp,
now.
which was the previous game.
Right.
After a while,
Just wait until we teach hopscotch.
after about an hour and a half.
Yep.
From the relative silence, you hear.
Was that our turrets?
It sounded like the initial one sounded like blaster fire discharging. The loud one sounded like a missile impacting, but a lot closer than a ship would have been.
Mm-hmm.
And as you
Josh is going to try to peek up and look or something.
Yeah,
right?
Mhm.
Slide open the maintenance hatch a tiny bit.
you peek up and look, and you see a what is definitively a Imperial troop carrier, not a private troop carrier,
Oh boy.
coming in for a landing, and the smoking crater on top of one of the towers.
Oh.
And that is where we leave it this week. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.